Hello, this is Ms. Palembo, and today we are going to go over Energy 1, the focus area, and we're going to go through Objectives 3 and 4, okay? So hopefully this image is something that you recognize as having seen before at some point. It shows a gas, a liquid, and a solid, and this is what they look like if you were to zoom in really close and look at the particles that make them up. This is what it would actually look like. So any gas, right, that's like the air around you, for example, that's these little particles that are just kind of floating around, right? So as something goes from gas to a solid, right, it turns to a liquid, then to a solid, it actually loses temperature, which means it gets colder, right? It goes from hot to cold, or it can go the other way around, right? It goes from cold to hot. Could go either way. At the same time, it's losing something called thermal energy, and that is basically how quickly are the particles that make up that gas, liquid, or solid, how fast are they moving? So in a gas, they're moving really quick. They're speeding along. In a solid, they're moving really slowly, okay? And so that's where you'll see that loss in thermal energy. We are going to look at an example. We're actually going to go the other way. We're going to go from a solid to a liquid. And if you ever get confused, just think about this example, because I assume this is something we've all seen before. It's an ice cube. And ice, hopefully you know, is made of frozen water, right? So I'm going to put it in this pan that's hot, this pot that's hot. It's a solid right now. Now it's sizzling. And you can see it's melting, right? It's turning into what? Right now it's turning into liquid. It's boiling and it's hot, which means it's gaining thermal energy, right? There's more thermal energy in it now than there was when it was an ice cube. And now it's getting so hot, what's happening, I don't know if you can see, is it's starting to steam and smoke, right? And this will happen anytime you cook a liquid that gets really hot. That steam is the gas, and that has the most thermal energy of any of the three, phases of matter that this was just saying. So it went from solid to liquid, and now it's turning into a gas, and you can see pretty much all the liquid is gone, right? So it went from a solid to a liquid and then to a gas, right? And as it did that, the temperature increased, right? Ice is cold. That gas that's coming out of there is really hot. Liquid's in the middle, right? And it gained thermal energy, which means all the little particles that made up that ice started moving faster and faster and faster as they went from a liquid to a gas, okay? Hopefully that makes sense. If you have any questions, let me know. For now, enjoy this little picture of me when I was a kid. That's me. So cute.